The current situation as it stands is abnormal. The normalities we have become accustomed to over the last 70-ish years have gone out the window. With that, the reconsideration of the use of strategic and tactical nuclear weapons, both on the battlefield and as ransom devices, is a reality we must face. Our missile defense system is not capable of handling the volume of fire that Russia can deploy. We cannot guarantee that a strategic nuclear warhead wouldn't make it through our defenses. With that as a possibility, we cannot risk a nuclear war. Therefore, de-escalation through the use of dialogue stating that Ukraine will not be allowed to join the NATO organization or the EU for a set period of time, during which dearmament of nuclear weapons must take place, must adhere to a certain rate of dearmament. And at that point in the future, if Putin wishes to have a war, we will happily give him one. But the world and mankind itself simply cannot risk the possibility of a nuclear weapon detonating in the United States. Not only would it cause the immediate catastrophic damage to the city targeted, it would also create economic damage, the likes of which we've never seen, creating suffering globally simply as the result of this strike. Yes, Ukrainians are suffering, and yes, they should be fighting, and they should continue to fight, because this is not capitulation, nor is it appeasement. Appeasement would be giving Putin Ukraine. At this point, it must be allowed to stand as a buffer between NATO forces and Russian borders, for lack of a better term. It must stay where it is as a buffer for now. Without that, Putin sees this as an existential threat to his reality. He has watched NATO take over just about every single satellite state joining the EU. He can't allow this. He's been saying it for 30 years, and he has been serious, and we have refused to listen. Therefore, it is not a genuine attempt at diplomacy if we don't recognize his security concerns. Unfortunately, and as unpleasant and distasteful as it is, any nuclear power's security concerns is the world's security concern. We simply cannot go down this path. I asked my partner the other day, what are we going to do if there's a nuclear war? What will we tell our kids? And as she sat there and thought, I told her nothing, because vaporized carbon cannot speak. We cannot do this. NATO cannot be involved, and we simply cannot fight. I don't know how else to say it. This is why nuclear weapons are so important. They changed the world. They changed war. That's why we have had a period of such relative peace. It's just not a possibility. We can't. We simply cannot go nuclear. And if we rely on status quo and the usual and the norms of the battlefield that we've experienced for the last 70 years, we will be left holding our pants simply because he is willing to risk it all, because this is an existential fight. Whereas we have such a security advantage over Russia already, it's almost like a nice to have with Ukraine. Ukraine's membership to NATO is absolutely not necessary, and it is simply not the right time. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but that's how I feel.